Hi, RAM fans. This is Miley Martin from Student Activities at Fresno City College. And today we're going to be hosting the Fall Volunteer Fair virtually so you can meet nonprofit organizations and hear their student volunteer needs and hear their mission. So to get things started, we're going to be starting with the Bulldog Pantry and Erica Bird. Erica, please unmute yourself and share your mission and your opportunities.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Erica Bird, and I oversee the Bulldog Pantry. We are a completely student-run food pantry that was started in the fall of 2007 by a group of students and staff from both Lutheran Campus Ministries and the Fresno State campus. We are located right across the street from Fresno State at 2311 East Shaw, which is on the corner of the southeast corner of Shaw and Jackson, actually. Over the years, we have helped to feed thousands of families. That is our main mission, is to feed families that are in need of food assistance. Along with that, our mission is to provide opportunities for students to discover their leadership potential, to experience what service is, all of those things. We've also, so like I said, we've provided hands-on service learning experiences for those students to gain leadership skills and the value of service lessons. This year with COVID-19, we've already helped 3 times more families than we have in the past, which means we need more help. So we're only able to do that because we have lots of volunteers that come on and help us in many different ways. Most of our volunteer opportunities are in person, though not all of them are. We need the most volunteers to help unload food and set it up for distribution, which is typically on Friday afternoons. We also need volunteers to help at our food distributions. Those distributions are always on Saturday mornings. The public comes in starting at 9. We asked our volunteers to be here starting at 8. If you are interested in volunteering with us, the best way to do it in this virtual world is to go ahead and send us an email. Our email is on the screen, thebulldogpantry@gmail.com, and just let us know if you're willing to do in-person kind of work or if you only want to do virtual. And then we can figure it out from there, what would fit your needs and your schedule. Also, another good place to look is if you go to our website, we have some other volunteer opportunities listed to give you an idea. And it's also where the link to our sign-ups are. When we have the food distributions, we take sign-ups because we don't want more volunteers standing around with nothing to do. We want to make sure everybody has a job. So that's the place that gives you that link. And our website is also on the screen. Thebulldogpantry.org is where you get all that more information. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Great, Erica. Like I always say, busy hands are happy hands. So
yes.
then the next organization that we are going to be talking to is Habitat for Humanity and Sarah Peddlety. Sarah, welcome.
Thank you so much for having us. My name is Sarah and I'm with Habitat for Humanity Greater Fresno area. Habitat for Humanity is an international organization, meaning we do serve all over the world. Our affiliate here serves Fresno and Madera counties. We do a lot of different projects to help build homes, communities, and hope. Our mission is putting God's love into action by bringing people together to build homes, communities, and hope. Last year, we served over 277 families, helping to improve their living conditions, and we have been serving in this area since 1985. Similar to Bulldog Pantry, the only way that we're able to do the work that we do is through our lovely volunteers and community members that are really invested in our mission. We do have a variety of volunteer opportunities available for students this fall, including both virtual and in-person opportunities. Our most popular, because of its flexibility, is at our Restore locations. Our Restore is a store that sells new and gently used home improvement items to not only provide individuals a way to improve their home at an affordable cost, but also to help us fund our mission and improve recycling and repurposing in our community. So volunteers help with things like organizing, sorting, pricing, customer service. We have 3 locations, one in Clovis, one in Fresno, and one in Madera, and all 3 locations accept volunteers Monday through Saturday between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. The next opportunity that we have is for those who are looking for more of a direct service out in the community through our Acts of Kindness. Acts of Kindness are minor beautification projects like painting fences, helping wash windows, helping clean up yards, those small things that make a really big difference for the families that we're serving. Those projects take place every Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. A great way to see that distinct before and after, and see what a little hard work in a morning can do for one of our local families. We also have opportunities that are less typical. We have virtual opportunities available, assisting with things like data management, making phone calls, as well as special interest projects. We also have internships available that are both virtual as well as in person. Internships typically match an area of study or an area of interest. Our internships are generally around family services, which is working with our families who will be purchasing a new affordable home through Habitat. We also have internships available within our neighborhood revitalization department, which is focusing on houses and neighborhoods that already exist and community development. And we also have more administrative internships available. Lastly, we strongly believe that everyone has a role at Habitat. Everyone deserves a safe and decent place to live, and more than that, everyone plays a role in making that happen. So anybody that does have a special interest, a special skill that they would like to share, we are more than happy to discuss how that may fit within our programs and how we may be able to engage you this fall. If anybody is interested, the best way to reach out is by email. We are in a virtual world right now, so it's the easiest way to catch us. Our email address is volunteers@habitatfresno.org, volunteers@habitatfresno.org. We can provide you the information on how you can sign up and register for your volunteer activity. Thank you so much for having us. We are excited to work with you this fall.
Sarah, thank you so much. And, you know, Fresno City College students, I don't know if you're aware of this, but our construction students in applied technology, they have helped build quite a few of your homes. And I recently spoke with your CEO, Matthew Grundy, on our RAM 30 interview series, and what an amazing CEO you have, servant leader, amazing organization. So Sarah, thank you so much for being here and sharing all those great opportunities with our students. So up next is the Poverello House, and Abigail Nolte will share their mission and their student volunteer needs. Abigail.
Hello, hi, my name is Abigail Nolte. Thank you for having me. I am the Community Engagement Coordinator here at Poverello House. We are a private, non-denominational nonprofit serving our community, specifically targeting people that are experiencing homelessness and seeking food, shelter, and help to be on their way. Our mission statement is believing in the dignity of every person. At Poverello House, we work to enrich the lives and spirits of all who pass our way by stewarding the resources made available to us through providential and community support. So we are more than just a soup kitchen, although our roots are in that. We are open every day of the year, 365 days a year, and we serve 3 meals a day. We also provide meals to other nonprofits in the area. So we have quite the operation going on here, and we really rely on our volunteer workforce. We have on-site, as well as serving meals. A little bit about us: we have emergency shelters, including Naomi's House, which is a shelter for single women. We have the Village of Hope, which offers an alternative to sleeping on the street. as well as the Community of Hope Shelter, which was just kind of put up during this whole COVID-19 pandemic. So we are always growing and changing and trying to offer services to our clients as well as food. Our volunteers come in because of the amount of meals we serve, over 1,200 a day. So we really utilize our volunteer workforce in our prep kitchen, making sack lunches, chopping vegetables, helping serve meals as well, and also helping sort donations in our warehouse and assembling emergency food bags. I think we're all on the same page during this time in our world that we are seeing a greater need. And so we need greater people helping us. So we are always looking for new volunteers that have a servant heart. We have stayed open during the entirety of this COVID pandemic, and we are committed to being here and available to our clients. If you are interested in helping us, we do have in-person orientations most Friday afternoons at 3 o'clock here on our campus in beautiful Chinatown, as well as select Saturdays at 10 a.m. There is a calendar posted on our website, which is poverellohouse.org. So I will be updating our orientation times there. Also, feel free to email me. My email is also listed on our website, or give us a call if you have any more specific questions that we can answer for you. Our volunteer opportunities are all in person at this time. So if that's something you really want, a real tangible way to give back to our community, I would love to help you with that. If you have any other questions, like I said, please feel free to reach out to us. We are committed to serving our community this time and in the future. So thank you so much. That's just a little bit about us, and we look forward to serving with you. So thank you.
Abigail, thank you so much for that information. It's great to hear that the Poverello House is adapted in this time of COVID, and you're going where you need to be to serve the community. So great information. I know you do so much here in the community. We are going to move on to the Optimal Hospice, and I'm going to ask Raul to unmute and share. I know you're the veteran coordinator, I believe, but share some information about Optimal Hospice. Raul.
Thank you. I'm humbled to be among such a group of nonprofit organizations. I've had the pleasure of working with them as we help some of our veterans and neat organizations. So it's really an honor to be able to speak with them. As you said, I'm Raul Sanchez. I'm a volunteer coordinator of Veteran Affairs with Optimal Hospice. Optimal has a mission that all our patients and families are entrusted in our care will be treated with the highest level of compassion, respect, and quality of care. And with that, we want to make sure that our veterans are receiving that type of care. The mission that we have with the veterans is that volunteers play an integral role in Optimal's Hospice's interdisciplinary approach to caring for our patients, and they're essential to providing quality care. One of the things that we try to do is we try to engage veterans and the military families in the national service and community volunteering, because it's mentioned, of course, in the Serve America Act of 2009. As such, one of the things that we try to do is recruit the help of volunteers, veterans as volunteers in serving our veterans. Optimal Hospice participates in the We Honor Veterans program. The We Honor Veterans program is a program of the National Hospice and Palliative Care Organization that collaborates with the Department of Veterans Affairs. What the We Honor Veterans program does is it empowers us to be able to go through and focus on what we feel are the unique needs of America's veterans and their families by providing specific resources to them. One of the things that Optimal Hospice has done is we've implemented the Veteran to Veteran Volunteer Program. And what that one does is we try to recruit and pair veterans so that they can go through and offer companionship and other types of help to our veterans. Our veteran volunteers have the unique ability to relate and connect with veteran patients, and it thereby creates an opportunity for them or an environment where they can go through and communicate. Many veterans won't talk about their experiences or won't open up to people that haven't been in a similar situation. Whereas a veteran, having had the camaraderie and been able to go through and share some of the same basis or some of the same experiences, even though they might be different generations, can go through and chat about those things. One of the things that we try to do is get the veterans involved in going out and visiting our veteran patients. We also do presentations of certificates to honor them for the service, and then also the companionship so that they can go through and chat about their experiences in the service with someone that may have gone through and been through the same type thing. We have patients that are World War II veterans, Korean veterans, and also Vietnam veterans. However, the veterans that have come from the newer wars, they can go through and relate the experience because they've been training in some of the similar bases, and they also have a basis to go through and talk about the different experiences that they had at those bases. Our contact information will be on the documents that you receive, but if you have any information or you'd like to go through and be able to chat about your experiences with a fellow veteran, please reach out to me. My number, of course, would be at the office. It's 559-320-4000, and my email will also be in there. The process about becoming a veteran will be discussed by my coworker, Victoria Desablon. Thank you.
Thank you. Victoria, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Hi, my name is Victoria Kananoy, and I'm the volunteer coordinator for Optimal Hospice. Currently, we are seeking volunteers that would like to donate their time in providing companionship visits for our hospice patients at home. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, volunteers are not allowed in facilities at this time, but we are hopeful this will change soon. The volunteer candidate will need to complete the following: application and interview, drug test, TB, and background check. These will be paid for through Optimal Hospice and are done at an assigned clinic. Orientation with volunteer coordinator myself is roughly an hour and a half, and there is Relias online training, which is roughly 10 hours. After volunteers have completed those previous mentioned steps, they are eligible to provide companionship to patients at their own home. Direct patient volunteer activities. Volunteers can provide valuable services to our patients, including companionship and conversation, spiritual fellowship, prayer, worship, and reading scriptures, recording life stories or special projects, help with tasks, errands, light housekeeping, or meal preparation, respite. Caregivers need time off, and a respite volunteer can provide that by staying with the patient while the caregiver takes a nap, runs errands, or goes to an appointment. Vigils, 11th hour visits. Interested volunteers will be trained. There's special training for that. And Bright Moments activities. Interested volunteers will be trained in that also. Volunteers typically visit a patient 2 to 4 times a month, and volunteer visits are typically 1 to 2 hours. A longer visit is acceptable and can be arranged. If you are interested, please call me at 559-320-4000, extension 10524, or you can send me an email at Victoria, VICTORIA, Kananoy, CANONOY, at optimalcares.com. And thank you for your time, and I hope you will consider joining the Optimal Hospice team.
Thank you, Victoria. Thank you very much for sharing all those wonderful opportunities that students can participate in. We are going to move on to Hands-On California and introduce you to Elba Scherer. Elba, welcome.
For having us, Millie. We're very excited to be here. We've worked with Fresno City College in the past, and so let me tell you a little bit about Hands On Central California. We have been in the area and serving the Valley since 1962. Our mission is to inspire, equip, and mobilize residents to take action to serve their communities. So we're a little bit different than many of these other organizations because we're all about volunteering and matching volunteers to the volunteer opportunity. So on our website, which is www.handsoncentralcal.org, we have a searchable database of volunteer opportunities from various community benefit organizations across the Valley. We are a Points of Light affiliate and part of the Hands On Connect network, which is a global nonprofit that is all about volunteering. So we encourage students to check out our website and the volunteer opportunities available on there. If they want to serve directly with our organization, they can contact us directly at our office at 732 North Van Ness. Our phone number is 559-237-3101. We do have worked with Fresno City College students in the past. We have worked with work study students with our literacy program. We've worked with marketing students who have worked with us on fundraising and event planning, stuff like that. So we do have some opportunities in-house for local college students. And that is kind of what we do and who we are. But we have opportunities that come up from all over the Valley. During COVID, we have students that we're connecting to deliver groceries and meals to seniors and people who are at risk right now because of COVID. We have opportunities with food distributions that are coming up. We've had volunteers that have helped make phone calls, welfare check calls to seniors and isolated people. So there are opportunities, both virtual and in person, from various organizations around the Valley, depending on what you're interested in. So check us out. And that's pretty much all we have. Thank you for
Well, Elba, that's a lot. You have a lot of opportunities, and I know you're very involved in the community. And I know Fresno City College's students have been very supportive of Hands On. So thank you so much for presenting today. So we're going to go on and speak to our next organization, which is the American Red Cross. And I want to introduce you to Taylor Poisal, who is the volunteer coordinator. Taylor, welcome.
Hi, everyone. I am coming to you virtually deployed from the California wildfires, which is just such a 2020 thing to say. So my name is Taylor Poisal. I'm the volunteer recruitment specialist, which means I get to connect with students and partners and individuals to find a volunteer opportunity within the Red Cross that matches their availability, their interests, and their time commitment. We have a lot of different volunteer opportunities that have continued on since COVID-19 began. We have thankfully been able to move about 90% of our volunteer roles from their normal day-to-day to volunteering from home. And so I'm going to go into a few of our lines of service that you may not know about that we do, but have a big role in the community. So the first one is our disaster cycle services programs. We respond to disasters big and small, and a majority of those are home fires. Within the Central Valley, we respond to a home fire almost every single day to get people immediate assistance after they've gone through a really devastating experience. And that is the one team that is still a blend of remote and in-person volunteering. They work on on-call shifts, and when the fire department calls us, for example, we come in as a second responder and provide them with some financial assistance. The way that's changed is we set up a meetup drop-off point where we can provide like a safe place to drop off the card, whether that be under the doormat in a mailbox or another location. On the other side of the disaster response side of things, we are looking for shelter workers who are comfortable working in a COVID environment. Currently, there are a ton of shelters open throughout California. The way that's changed is we're going in a hotel first option. So for example, in Northern California, there are hotels open and volunteers going door to door, checking in on every single person staying in one and making sure they have 3 meals a day and any other services we provide. That is a smaller scale typically in Central California. When there are wildfires, we set up a temporary evacuation point. We just did one this weekend in Porterville, and then last week in Mariposa. And so we were very busy during this wildfire season. Our other work is in preparedness, where we educate people on how they can be Red Cross ready. This is a great role for students who are looking to build their public speaking skills, be able to work on educating folks, and they go through a program where they learn our presentation, work with a partner, and then start being able to teach it themselves. This is all done virtually now, so we're reaching out to teachers and school districts to see if they're interested in this type of presentation, and you can help us by being one of our presenters. Another way that we serve our community is through our service to armed forces, where we provide comfort and care to military families and members. So from the day that they enlist to the day that they go home, Red Cross is there to provide emergency communications if they are deployed, and can help be that organization to connect the family to their commanding officers to be able to grant them temporary leave if possible. And we have a team of caseworkers who follow up with them after the case. So that team is done all remotely, and it has been since it started for a while. But that is a great opportunity for those that are interested in social services or public health. And it's flexible at about 15 to 20 hours a month. And then lastly is the volunteer services team, which is my team. We do volunteer recruitment and engagement and recognition. So we just came off of our virtual recognition events last week. It's not as fun to celebrate our volunteers via Zoom, but we were able to pull it off kind of like we're doing right now. And so we're thinking of what are ways that we can partner and engage with our volunteers and celebrate what they're doing in a remote way. So with the holiday season coming up, how are we going to have a holiday party virtually? And then how are we celebrating things that everyone does every quarter? So those are a few ways that volunteers can be involved with the Red Cross. If you are interested, you can go to redcross.org/volunteer. You can even take a volunteer role finder quiz to see what might be the right opportunity for you. And then my name is Taylor Poisel, and my phone number is 559-513-1656. Thank you.
Wow, Taylor, you are busy with so many fires, like you mentioned, so many things happening in our Central Valley. I was amazed how many things the American Red Cross does do. And it sounds like you need an army of volunteers. So great work, Taylor. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you, and thank you for your support.
Thank you. So we're going to move on to the Central California SPCA, and Thalia Ahrens is here to share a little bit about what the SPCA does and the services they need.
Hello, thank you for having us. So we are the Central California SPCA. So listed on the screen, you can see the different volunteer opportunities that we have, as well as how to get started. So let's go over a little bit about those things. Well, first, let me start with the organization. We're an animal shelter. Of course, we do animal rescue. We operate by, providing shelter and care to animals, whether they come in as stray, surrender, or confiscated due to abuse or neglect. That's how we get our animals. As far as what services we offer to the public, we do offer low-cost vaccines, microchipping, and spay and neuter. And all these areas, whether volunteers are helping us at the adoption center, at the stray center, the vaccine clinic, these are all areas that we always have a need because we get quite a bit of people that come into the shelter. As far as how many hours we have for volunteers, we do operate 7 days a week, so volunteers can assist 7 days. As far as COVID, we still are in observance of that, so we do stagger our services to the public by appointment. And then they should be wearing a mask if they're going to come in to volunteer. Now, let's get into the steps, and then again, I'll come back to the jobs. So step 1 is to submit an online application. So you just go on our website, ccspca.com, and then you'll click on the link to sign up to volunteer. You'll attend a Zoom orientation. You'll fill out some forms that you have to turn in along with $15 for your volunteer t-shirt. And then you'll attend an in-person training class to learn about animal handling. Want to make sure that anybody that's going to be working with animals knows how to stay safe, how not to get bit, how to answer questions for the public, and that kind of thing. And then afterwards, the volunteer is going to get a link to our website that allows them to schedule themselves for work. So it is very flexible. It allows the volunteers to just schedule on their own times. Our shifts are going to range between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., 7 days a week. Usually the shifts are about 2 to 3 hours per shift, but you can certainly sign up for more than one shift if you want to put in more hours. We're also giving credit for doing work from home. So we do have at-home work for those that need the extra time and hours. For example, you could foster, and for every hour you have the animal in your home, you get an hour, for every day that you have the animal in your home. So usually we send off babies like puppies and kittens, and so that we do count that as volunteer time for fostering. You could also make treats and dog toys and things that you can donate to our shelter animals. We have the instructions to provide you as far as what you can make. So these are just different things, and we provide like a full list of things that the volunteers can do from home, and then again to gain that extra those extra hours. So now if you are going to be working physically at the shelter, so now I'm going to go with the list that you see on the screen. What are the volunteer positions that we have? So if you're working at the adoption center, that's going to be, for example, what you see what the volunteers are doing in the yellow shirts. They're assisting with cat socialization, dog walking. Sometimes we get other interesting animals that are not just dogs and cats. Like right now we have a few rabbits, a pig, and a horse. So it could be like they're cleaning, they're, feeding, walking, socializing, bathing, things like that, the basic things that they need. At the stray center, it's going to be more cleaning driven because those animals don't belong to the SPCA. They're waiting for their owners to pick them up. So those we cannot take out for walks. So typically it's just going to be customer service or helping, feeding or cleaning. And then office assistance. So even if, somebody's maybe not necessarily like 100% animal person, or maybe they still want to help, but maybe they're just, I don't know, maybe they have allergies to cats or they're a little afraid of dogs. That's okay. We have things you can do in our office. For example, we got to upload their pet pictures. We got to deal with volunteer records. Who knows? It's just like a variety of things. It could be setting up for a training class, just quite a bit of things we need help with. Facility maintenance. This is going to be cleaning the exterior of the shelter, so probably mopping, sweeping, picking up trash in the parking lots, that kind of thing. I talked about the at-home work. Children's program assistants, so we do have a kids program, and they meet usually twice a month, so we need somebody to sign up as a leader to run their activities. Usually if we get good amount of students, we break the kids up into smaller groups, and then we assign a leader for their group. Right now that has been limited as far as allowing our kid volunteers to come in, again, due to COVID. So right now, mainly we're allowing just the adult volunteers to come in. And then event assistant, right now we don't have events either, but if we did, or once the COVID is lifted, or the quarantine, we do adoption events at quite different places. So for example, we would go to like River Park, PetSmart, just places where we set up our adoption trailer, and they can assist with that as well. So anyway, that's just like a variety of tasks that they could be assisting or helping with. Again, the steps on how to get started are listed there. Again, submit that online application. Once we receive it, we'll tell you when the Zoom and in-person class are. That way you can attend. And then we'll email you the forms that you need to fill out, print out, and bring to the training class. And those are basically the steps. So thank you so much. If you guys are interested, here's a good number to call. It's 559-233-SPCA, and then it's extension 124 for the volunteer line. So 233-SPCA, extension 124 for the volunteer line.
Thalia, thank you very much. I have a question for you. I have heard, because so many families now are at home, have you found that a lot of your dogs and cats have been adopted?
Yeah, so we have seen some really interesting things and positive things happen for animals during COVID. We have seen an increase in adoptions and fostering and a decrease in euthanasia because less animals are coming into the shelter. So there has been a positive impact on animals. Now that people are home and able to take care of their pets, they're not running around as strays. That's number one. And two, since they have the time to invest in a brand new pet, you know, they have time to train them and spend time with them at home and that kind of thing. So yeah, definitely, we are seeing that increase in fostering and adoptions. And like I mentioned earlier, if a student does want to sign up to foster, they do get actually volunteer time for doing that. We give them 1 hour a day for that puppy or kitten that they're taking care of for us.
That's awesome. That's amazing. I think in this time when families are home, that is a silver lining to have a pet at home to take care of. And that helps with just kind of healing the heart during these difficult times. So Thalia, thank you so much. Great information, great volunteer opportunities for any student or family that would like to foster a dog or a cat. So thank you. So we're going to move on to the Ronald McDonald House and Natalie Nugent. Natalie, welcome, and please tell us some more about Ronald McDonald House.
Hi, everybody. I'm Natalie Nugent. I'm from the Ronald McDonald House Charities of the Central Valley, and we're located right next to Valley Children's Hospital, conveniently because we do provide a place to stay. We provide a home away from home for our families. So generally, our families have a child in the neonatal intensive care unit or the pediatric intensive care unit, and we basically provide an all-inclusive facility for them so that they don't have to worry about, you know, housing their family, feeding their family, anything like that. So generally, without COVID, we would have our Meals from the Heart program, and that provides our families with meals. So we have donors come in and volunteers, and we have them cook for the families, and pretty much almost all of our meals are provided. But because we don't have that right now, we have our Adopt a Meal program, which is an amazing way to get involved, and you'd basically be sponsoring a meal. And because we are doing the Adopt a Meal program, we don't have our Meals from the Heart program, we are in need of money. So we're having a fundraiser, our For the House golf tournament, which is going to be on Monday, October 19th. And I will show the flyer for that. And this is a great way to get involved. There are going to be a lot of other volunteers. And we have shifts all day. The first one starts at 5:30 a.m., goes to 11 a.m. The second shift is from 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And the third shift is from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Volunteer duties will include tournament setup, registration. So you'd be helping register the golfers. And we would have on-course games and activities and tournament breakdown. Because of COVID, we probably will have more volunteers handing out waters and sodas and stuff like that to the golfers instead of a lot of games like we have in the past, but it'll still be a lot of fun. And we also have a volunteer opportunity for a pre-setup on Sunday, October 18th, and that's also at Copper River Country Club. So if anybody wants to get involved, please email me. My email is natalie@rmhccv.org. That's Natalie, Natalie, @rmhccv.org. And my phone number is 559-261-3667. I would love to see as many people out there as possible. It's a great way to get hours for school and help us raise money because we also had to cancel our other big fundraiser for this year. So thank you. And I hope everybody wants to volunteer for this great opportunity.
So Natalie, that's a great opportunity for students that want to actually physically go out and do a 1 or 2 day event of volunteering and maybe they've got to do 10 or 15 hours. Those are always great when it's an event. And of course, you're outdoors, golf tournament. It is a safe environment. I'm sure they'll all be wearing masks, but for the students that are interested in kind of knocking out that 10 to 15 hour time block, that's a great opportunity to volunteer at that golf tournament. So thank you
Yes,
so much.
absolutely. And that's
Yeah.
our only volunteer opportunity for the whole semester. So if you want to volunteer with us, this is the only way to do it. And I hope as many people can volunteer as possible.
You're helping children and families. So awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So we're going to move on to the Every Neighborhood Partnership, and I'm introducing Erica Castanon. Erica.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for inviting Every Neighborhood Partnership to share about our volunteer opportunities for this semester. So the mission of Every Neighborhood Partnership is to connect churches and other community partners with elementary schools and equip them to serve through their active presence in every neighborhood. Our literacy mentoring department served 26 schools in Fresno and Clovis Unified last semester, which roughly ended up being about 11 to 1,200 students in grades kinder through second. For virtual literacy mentoring this year, you have an opportunity to serve 1 to 2 hours a week or more if your schedule permits in a kinder or second grade remote classroom. So that might be through Microsoft Teams or through another mentoring platform, tutoring platform. And it's a really great opportunity to help students who are not on grade level begin to read at grade level. So in order to volunteer with Every Neighborhood Partnership, there's a few steps. You must fill out an online volunteer application form. Once you've completed that form, you can schedule an orientation. We have a few orientations coming up this month, which you can attend on Zoom. And then once you've attended the orientation, that's when you can be placed at a site. You'll be connected to a teacher, and that teacher will connect you with the students that you'll be mentoring for the semester. It can be anywhere between 5 to 10 students, but with, again, our distance learning, it might be fewer students, but you really do begin building that mentoring relationship with the students that you're working with. If you are interested, you can always visit our website at everyneighborhood.org/virtual literacy mentoring for more information. You can also follow us on all of our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for more updates for other volunteer opportunities. Sometimes we have one-day programs where we might be distributing food, we might be distributing books. So always make sure that you're liking and following those pages for more opportunities. And there's definitely a place for you to be a virtual mentor. Thank you.
Thank you, Erica, very much. Supporting our youth and shaping them and getting them to read is so important. I think everyone will agree with that. And so, Erica, thank you for sharing those opportunities. So next up, we have the Fresno Center for Nonviolence, and it's Angela Price is here with us. Angela, welcome. Hello, Angela, can you unmute? Angela, you need to unmute.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't, is that okay?
Yes, you're live now, go ahead.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize I wasn't. Okay, I'll start again. I'm from the Fresno Center for Nonviolence, and we are dedicated to peace and social justice. Up on the screen is our brochure showing really just our board members, honorary board. There is one new board member missing, Tele Bell, and I apologize for that. But we really appreciate saying a few words here. We actually are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we've actually been around for 28 years. We have a facility actually just across the road from Fresno City College. It's at 1584 North Van Ness, and it is on the southeast corner of McKinley and Van Ness. Also, we rely on donations from the community to keep us open and pay our bills. And we are all volunteers, so we don't pay any salaries, which helps, of course. Our mission, when we opened 28 years ago, as I say, and still is, to work to stimulate change that reduces violence at all levels, local, national, and global. And we promote the center as an educational resource. We have a pretty good DVD library as well, many of which are films that we have shown previously at the center. Now, our facility is closed right now as a precaution because of the coronavirus. We're not considered an essential service, though we feel peace is an essential service. So we're not looking for volunteers. But when we reopen, we will reach out to students who have an interest in promoting nonviolence. And we do this in a variety of ways, from showing documentaries, inviting speakers, sometimes co-sponsoring an event with other progressive groups, some of which call our center home and usually have their meetings there. There are a few current and important issues that we talk about when we have documentaries and the speakers. We talk about anti-war, racism, a big thing going on right now, climate change, nuclear weapons, LGBTQ. And though, as I say, we are closed right now, we haven't stopped working. We use Zoom for our board meetings and also use our listserv to send out important messages that we feel are important to our membership. It doesn't cost anything, actually, the membership. We call it a membership, but really there's no cost to it. You can just come in and help. We do continue to pay for a page in the monthly Community Alliance newspaper, and have also continued to host a radio show on KFCF 88.1 FM. And we invite guests, sometimes locally, sometimes national, and even overseas from time to time. And they talk about some of the above issues that I've already mentioned. And you can hear these monthly broadcasts. You tune in to KFCF 88.1 FM on the second Wednesday of each month from 3 to 3:30 p.m. And if you wish to receive a link to hear the show later, sometimes during the day, people can't hear the whole thing, you can call our center at 559-237-3223 and leave a message. And if you have any questions for us, if you feel that you would like to be a volunteer in some way in the future, you can call that number and we will reply. We are picking up from time to time, every couple of days, messages that come on that mails, and we will reply to you. I wish that we were open. Hopefully, the hair salons have just opened, so maybe we'll follow suit in a little while. And we do appreciate when we're open, which is 11 to 3 daily, to come in, to have people come in and we can share things and talk about anything that they have concerns about. And so, again, appreciate very, very much this opportunity. I've been listening to all of you talk, and I'm amazed at what you all do. So please stay safe, everyone, wear a mask, and observe social distancing. So thank you very much, Melly, for having me on.
Angela, thank you very much for sharing your mission, your passion for the Center for Nonviolence. Always love seeing you at the volunteer fair. So we are going to move on, and we're going to be hearing from Dominic Ortiz from the Fresno Discovery Center. Dominic, welcome.
There, am I unmuted? Good morning.
I can hear you.
There you go. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, I'm the student volunteer coordinator. My name is Dom Ortiz, and our Discovery Center is located at 1944 North Winery, just north of McKinley and south of Clinton, out by the airport. We're about 4 miles east of Fresno City College, so we're not really that far from students. I've been associated with Fresno City since 2015. My first occasion was to work with a class called Communication 8, and there we're working toward the impact of the community of the CBOs that they were working with. I don't know if students are still in that class or available, but I'm doing Zoom classes with any students that would, they can check with us at Discovery Center and see if our mission fits what their syllabus calls for in their classes, and I can work with them and see if we can accomplish that through their teacher, of course, and go with that. The other side of the coin is we are a Children's Science Learning Center, and so we actually closed like some of the other places because of the rules of indoor, and so everything we're doing right now is actually outdoor. So we're allowed to have no more than 10 adults at any one time, using a face mask, mandatory social distancing, and so forth. The bathrooms have to be clean after every usage and so forth. So there's quite a criteria for having people and volunteers on the site. And I'm in charge of that. And so looking at the website, we have a point where it says get involved, and students and other folks can press that, and under that it says interested in volunteering, and there is a are you part of a student group? They can sign up at that point. It will come to me, and then I will re-communicate with that student or group of students to bring them on site. What we do, actually, I have 5 acres of property that we work with, and so we do a lot of park beautification, some maintenance, the children garden. We actually get involved with the children garden out there, and then there's the succulent gardens that we have. Outdoor, I already had 2 groups since the end of July and through August that have been out there. And these were all adults and students or young people from church organizations so far. And so so far we've done well. Everybody's been healthy afterwards. And so we can involve students from Fresno City to come on out and be part of an outdoor experience. It's refreshing as the quality of the air quality gets better. We've actually shortened our hours because the air quality has been so bad right now. So we go from 7 o'clock to 11, or 3 hours to 4 hours. That's pretty much it. Saturday mornings are kind of the time we allot for students. Friday, for some other organizations, in the morning would be the time we use out there. So go ahead and contact us. We use the Fresno Discovery Center .org /volunteers, and then you will get my information, sign up, and then go ahead and we'll communicate with each other and bring you to an outdoor experience at the Discovery Center.
Could you repeat that web address, please?
Yeah, we're using Fresno Discovery Center.org. Okay, thank you.
Dom, thank you very much. Great information for the Fresno Discovery Center. Up next, we'll be speaking with Manuel Hernandez from the City of Fresno Community Science Program. Manuel, welcome.
Welcome to the Fresno Community Science Workshop, and we are now located at Highway City at 5140 North State Avenue. And I'll put it on the screen here really quick so you can see that, if you can see it. And it'll be recorded, correct?
Yes.
So welcome, and this is Luis Miranda. He's our senior facilitator here at the Science Workshop. We've also been closed due to the virus pandemic, and now we are starting to get back to work and doing a lot of Zooming like everybody else is doing now, and a lot of YouTube videos, packing up little kits, sending home with kids, and then the kids can view the videos, and they can also Zoom with us, follow up with a Zoom, and then we can answer their questions and details and kind of help them out with their activities. And I'm going to let Luis go forward because I'm going to be behind the camera, and we're going to walk around the shop real fast and try to get this within 5 minutes.
So with what Manuel saying there is, going off of what Manuel saying there is, we need people that are going to be a little bit more tech savvy than Manuel and I are. We're not as young as we look, but we know that there are TikTokers out there, website designers, YouTubers. We need all those skills right now because of the situation we're in with COVID. But a lot of what we do and what we have the volunteers do is a lot of the volunteer work, helping us prepare things, projects, hands-on projects for the kids. This is specifically what we do. We build things like this for the kids, building on circuitry, just like this, really basic circuitry. It's a battery with a couple lights, really basic things. That's electrical science, mechanical engineering is science that we do, health science. We need people in all those areas. We need people in nutrition, and different things like this. So we built things like this here. This is just a swamp cooler, kind of converted into a fan. It kind of blows out just like one of those big, huge things you would see at a car lot. And it works right here with this bike.
That was actually built by one of our partners from Edison High School, science teacher.
We also build things like this here. And a lot of the volunteer work would be more about fixing, helping us complete projects, possibly shifting one to the other, rearranging our site. It would be really basic things. So I'm going to kick it back over to Manuel, and he's going to tell you a little bit more about the workshop.
Okay, the volunteers. We have a lot of opportunity for volunteers here. We have our hours are from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and sometimes we go into the evenings till 7 p.m. and we can work around the student schedules. So we will be needing a lot of help trying to get our shop back in order, building exhibits, doing some videos, just a lot of time spending on
environmental sciences.
On our life and environmental science. We have summer programs where we do canoeing, kayaking, paddleboarding, and we'll need a lot of volunteers to come out, and we'll teach you how to do it. If you don't know how to swim, you'll learn fast. Come on, I'm going to show you outside here. This is a little patio of ours, and here, look at this. I want to show you this whale here. It's very interesting. We're the only place in Fresno that has the jawbones of this full-grown blue whale. It's right here in our patio. Look at this big.
That is the jawbone.
This is the jawbone here, and this is the second jawbone that was actually the blue whale was hit by a ship, broke his jaw, and he starved to death, and it beached onto our coast here in Pescadero. Just a quick fact about it. The heart on this whale weighs 1,000 pounds. And Luis is moving me on. I got to move it. So we have a lot of stuff that we do. We do chemistry, biology. We also do physics is my forte, and that's a lot. That's why you see a lot of these tinkering toys that we do for the children. So there's a lot of opportunity, and we really need volunteers. And now that we're reopening, semi-reopening, this is a program to the City of Fresno Parks, Recreation, and Community Services. So you can look us up, our phone number, our email, and we can take students and train them, and they'd have a lot of fun. This is a place to have fun and enjoy, get creative, and I'm going to pass it over to Luis now.
So in closing, we just want to re-mention and stress that we really do need people that are tech savvy, all you TikTokers, website builders. We know you're out there. We're looking for you. Our mission is to expand knowledge, thinking, and imagination with tools of discovery and things to discover. We really believe in the co-creating pedagogy. So please, if you're interested in something fun to do, we got you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Luis and Manuel, thank you so much. Are you taking volunteers right now? Are you taking
Yes.
student volunteers even in this environment?
Well, we are talking about it, and we're still negotiating with the city about letting us bring a few students in and keep them socially distanced and working independent at different stations.
Okay.
We will be putting together hundreds and hundreds of these kits that we're going to give out to the students, because we do also programming in schools. And what we do is we go there when they have breakfast and lunch, when they pass out their breakfast and lunch, and we give them a little brown bag for the kids that registered for the science program. And then that's how we begin the process. So there's ample amount of work to do here. If you're mechanically inclined, if you're not, that's okay too. We can teach you. It's all
Awesome.
simple.
Wonderful. Thank you for that tour. That was great. Very hands-on for the student volunteers that want to really dig in and be hands-on and then help you grow your program. How wonderful.
We've also had several students from City College work for me. And I think some of them are still working for us. We don't know if we had to lay everybody off when the pandemic hit.
Right.
There is room for employment. There's room for employment after the volunteer work.
Okay, so we will encourage students to contact you to get more information. Thank you so much. Thank you. So our final organization is the Valley Animal Center and Ariana Padilla. Are you here, Ariana?
Yes, sorry, trying to unmute.
Hi.
Okay, hi. My name is Ariana Padilla. I am the volunteer coordinator here at Valley Animal Center. If you're unfamiliar with Valley Animal Center, we are one of the largest no-kill shelters in the Central Valley. We are a nonprofit, which means that we don't receive any government funding. We're not licensed with the city or the county, so we rely solely on our supporters, donations from the community, and then help from volunteers. So we have a lot of different opportunities, both in the shelters and then in our administration office. We're kind of trying to transition with the virtual world right now. So the best way to get more information about volunteering with us is just by emailing volunteer@valleyanimal.org. We house cats and dogs, and those are in 2 separate sections of the building. So a lot of times we get volunteers that come in and only want to work with dogs, and that's allowed, or only want to work with cats, and that's allowed as well. For students that are interested in not just hands-on work with animals, but with maybe a little bit more of the business side or marketing and things like that, our administration office always takes volunteers as well. So we take front desk volunteers helping us answer the phones and things like that. And then we're also kind of trying to expand our volunteer positions so that like our community relations coordinator who runs our social media might need an assistant or a volunteer assistant with that. We are open to the public right now. It is just appointment based. We're not going to require anyone to come in for orientation at this time. That's why if you just want to email me, then I can give you more information about that. We are requiring masks anytime you are on site, and then social distancing just as best as we can. So the best way to get more information and more specific information about volunteering with us would just to email volunteer@valleyanimal.org. And you can also visit our website and our Facebook and social media pages for more information.
Ariana, thank you so much. Valley
course, thank
Animal
you.
Center. Thank you. Well, go ahead. I think that's Ashley.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, go ahead. Let's hear your volunteer opportunities for Catholic Charities.
Thank you. We are in great need of volunteers right now as we continue to serve families in need during this pandemic. We've seen a great increase in the number of people that we're serving through our food pantry and our thrift store clothing referral program. And year to date, we've served over 50,000 more people already this year than we served last year. So the need is just really, really great. and we are looking for wonderful student volunteers to come in and help us fulfill our mission. So we are in need of volunteers in our intake department, which is really a great social service opportunity where we're evaluating what the family needs are to see how we can best serve them. We process their information very quickly. We have a lot of social services students that volunteer in that department, a lot of criminology students that might volunteer in that department because it's really more case management work as we welcome our clients into our facility and determine how we can best serve them and their family. We're also in need of assistance in our food pantry, where we're pre-packaging all of our meal boxes that go out to families in need. It's enough food to sustain that family for 1 week. So we're sorting food, processing donations that are coming in, and pre-packaging those boxes so that when the client comes to our window, we can hand them their food and they can have that so that they don't go hungry that week. We're also in need of help in our thrift store sorting room, processing donations that are coming in, and getting those goods out to our thrift store so that people can either A, shop for free if they are in need of clothing, or B, it's also open to members of the public. So we have furniture, household goods, lots of wonderful things in there that really support our mission. And we're just, really excited to have students back volunteering. We're still operating at about 30% of what our normal volunteer base would be. So there's really a great need. And Catholic Charities is about care and not conversion. We serve families of all races, beliefs, backgrounds, and our volunteers are reflective of that. And we're really excited to just have people come and see what we're about and help us really assist these families who have nowhere else to go during their greatest times of need. So if you're interested, learn more, come take a tour. All of our volunteers are on site. There are no virtual opportunities, but everyone's wearing a mask and we are respecting social distancing measures. And if you'd like to learn more, just give us a call. Our number is 237-0851, and Virginia is our wonderful volunteer coordinator who would be happy to talk to anybody about any of these opportunities that I mentioned.
Ashley, thank you so much. I'm so glad you made it today. Catholic Charities has been a wonderful partner to Fresno City College. You've donated food to our RAM pantry that feeds our students, and just a great partner just down the street. So Thank you so much for joining us today. I think we've got everybody in the event. Again, I just want to say on behalf of Student Activities and Fresno City College, I just want to thank everyone for being here today to share your heart with us and your volunteer opportunities. Let's continue to make Fresno a stronger community by volunteering. So Fresno City College, thank you. And nonprofits, I'll see you in January next.